Welcome, intrepid souls and connoisseurs of dread, to a unique battlefield where nightmares are forged into reality. You are tuned to Scripted by Machines, and tonight, we script the uncanny and the unearthly. We stand within the desolate halls of an abandoned mansion, once a secretive lab under the Umbrella Corporation, where the shadows of supernatural and bioengineered horrors blend seamlessly into the dark corners of fear. Prepare to witness a confrontation unparalleled in the annals of horror, the Tournament of Enigma, Horror Clash. In the left corner, lurking in the shadows with malevolent quietude, the cursed doll known to all as Annabelle. And in the right, emerging from the darkness with formidable might, the relentless bioorganic weapon, Nemesis. Let the battle begin. In the depths of a secretive Umbrella Corporation facility, hidden away from prying eyes and cloaked in layers of security, an ominous hum of machinery breaks the silence. Here, where the air is thick with the sterile scent of antiseptic and cold steel, Umbrella harbors its most chilling creations. Among them is Nemesis, a towering bioorganic weapon, engineered to embody the zenith of Umbrella's bioengineering capabilities. Tonight, this behemoth is stirred from his slumber, activated by the very architects of his existence for a mission critical to reclaiming the shadows of Umbrella's past. With the precise coordinates embedded into his program, Nemesis sets forth on a path that leads to an abandoned mansion, a place shrouded in mystery and whispered about in the darkest corners of fear. This forsaken estate, once the residence of a high-ranking scientist, now houses the remnants of experiments too perilous and potent for the world to know. As Nemesis trudges through the desolate landscape that separates him from his target, the night air carries an unsettling chill, a forewarning of the supernatural encounter that awaits at his journey's end. As Nemesis advances, undeterred by the bleak expanse that surrounds him, within the walls of the ancient mansion, a different form of darkness begins to stir. Infused with malevolent energies, Annabelle, the cursed doll, sits silently upon a dust-laden shelf. Her presence alone is enough to disturb the uneasy peace of the long-abandoned estate. With each passing moment, her influence seeps deeper into the fabric of the mansion, awakening the dormant spirits bound within. The air grows thick with the scent of ancient decay as windows slam shut with startling force, doors creak and lock of their own accord, casting rooms into shadowy tombs. The very objects that litter the mansion, forgotten toys, broken clocks, and faded portraits, begin to twitch and move, animated by Annabelle's sinister will. Whispers fill the corridors, and shadows twist and stretch with malevolent intent, transforming the mansion into a labyrinthine haunt. This once grand, now decrepit domain becomes a theater of the supernatural, orchestrated by Annabelle, who watches with glassy, unblinking eyes. Each echo through the halls, each shift in the shadows serves as a prelude to the terror that is to come, as the world of the living collides with the realm of the cursed. As the silhouette of Nemesis breaches the threshold of the mansion, every step resonates with ominous certainty through the hollow chambers. His arrival, a beacon to unseen forces, triggers a surge of supernatural activity that sweeps through the forsaken halls like a tempest. The dormant energies, now fully awakened by the presence of such a formidable intruder, churn with renewed vigor. Annabelle, perceiving this mechanical titan as a direct threat to her dominion, begins to orchestrate a symphony of chaos. With a silent command, she unleashes her wrath. The mansion, already a vessel of her eerie influence, transforms into a treacherous maze. Portraits warp grotesquely, their eyes following Nemesis with accusatory glares, while chandeliers swing dangerously overhead, casting shifting shadows that dance menacingly across the walls. Objects levitate and hurtle towards Nemesis with the force of poltergeist fury, each item imbued with a malevolent intent. Floors creak and buckle unpredictably, attempting to thwart his advance. Mirrors crack as their reflections twist into horrifying visages, all in a bid to disorient and terrify. Nemesis, however, programmed for combat and adaptation, confronts these paranormal assaults with his inherent resilience and firepower, turning each encounter into a spectacle of destruction and eerie wonder. In the face of relentless supernatural onslaughts, Nemesis, the epitome of Umbrella Corporation's bioengineering prowess, showcases his design to adapt and overcome. Confronting each spectral trap and ghostly attack with brute force and a tactical mind, he shatters the eerie quietude with the roar of his weaponry and the relentless march of his heavy steps. As Nemesis progresses, room by room, corridor by corridor, the mansion seems to pulse with an increased fervor of resistance. Annabelle, sensing the encroaching threat to her reign, intensifies her efforts. The air crackles with her dark energy as she taps deeper into the mansion's haunted legacy. Walls bleed shadows, and the very fabric of the house contorts, as if trying to expel the intruder through sheer malevolence. Despite the growing desperation of Annabelle's influence, Nemesis's advance remains undeterred. His sensors recalibrate with each new challenge, analyzing and counteracting the chaotic phenomena with methodical precision. The closer he gets to Annabelle's sanctum, the more intense the encounters become. The charged silence of the haunted mansion is shattered as Nemesis breaches the threshold of Annabelle's sanctum. A dimly lit room, heavy with the scent of ancient wood and lingering spirits, becomes the arena for this ultimate confrontation. Here, the doll sits, her glassy eyes reflecting the flickering candlelight, a deceptive calm before the storm of their encounter. As Nemesis steps forward, the very air around him begins to warp, manipulated by Annabelle's full spectral powers. Ethereal whispers fill the room, escalating into howls of rage as she unleashes her formidable arsenal. Shadows stretch into tangible forms, lashing out like dark tendrils, while antique furniture levitates, swirling chaotically around the room in a deadly dance. Unfazed, Nemesis counters with his raw strength. His heavy boots crush the wooden floor beneath him as he advances, each step a defiance against the paranormal forces assailing him. The room itself seems to quake under the clash of bioengineered might and ghostly power, blurring the lines between science and the supernatural. As the battle reaches its zenith, the air crackles with charged energies, the room a vortex of chaos and malevolent intent. Nemesis, his systems pushed to their limits, detects a fluctuation in the spectral activity, a brief vulnerability in Annabelle's otherwise overwhelming assault. Seizing the moment, Nemesis recalibrates his targeting systems, his mechanical mind zeroing in on the true source of the supernatural storm, the Annabelle doll herself. With a calculated burst of speed, he advances, dodging the last desperate flurries of poltergeist attacks, flying books, shattering glass, and twisting shadows. He reaches the heart of the storm, where Annabelle sits amidst a whirlwind of dark energy. In one swift, definitive motion, Nemesis extends his arm, equipped with a built-in flamethrower, a modification designed for extreme containment measures. Flames roar to life, a scorching torrent directed squarely at the haunted doll. The fire consumes Annabelle, her cursed form igniting instantly. The flames reflect in her glass eyes as they melt, her features distorting in the intense heat. The room falls silent except for the crackling of the fire eating away at the last remnants of the doll's sinister visage. As the fire dies down, only a charred skeleton of the doll remains, her malevolent influence extinguished along with the flames. With the destruction of Annabelle, the supernatural disturbances wane, the shadows retreat, and the mansion itself seems to sigh in relief, released from the grip of its haunted occupant. Nemesis stands amid the quiet, his mission completed, the threat neutralized, his programming proving victorious over the supernatural. Ladies and gentlemen, as the dust settles and the shadows recede, we congratulate Nemesis for emerging victorious in the tournament of Enigma, Horror Clash. A formidable spectacle has unfolded tonight, where mechanical might clashed with spectral manipulation, and from the chaos, Nemesis has claimed supremacy. Our AI, tasked with calculating the potential outcomes of this epic confrontation, ran thousands of simulations, analyzing the varied and vast abilities, strengths, and weaknesses of both combatants. Nemesis, with his enhanced strength, high resilience, and strategic combat programming, was pitted against Annabelle, who wielded her supernatural influence to manipulate environments and create illusions. Through rigorous computation, our AI concluded that Nemesis would be victorious 51.9% of the time. This slight edge arises from his ability to physically overpower and adapt to the unpredictable tactics employed by Annabelle. While Annabelle's abilities to manipulate her surroundings and capitalize on stealth and surprise are formidable, Nemesis's relentless pursuit and superior firepower, designed for both offense and adaptability, often allowed him to overcome her spectral maneuvers. Let's break down the clash between Nemesis and Annabelle with some simple numbers to see why Nemesis came out on top more often in our simulations. Annabelle, with her ghostly powers, had a pretty good shot, 70 out of 100 times, to be exact, at successfully using her supernatural abilities to create illusions and manipulate the environment around her. This means she could make things move, doors slam, or even create scary visual tricks to try to confuse and scare Nemesis. However, Nemesis isn't just any ordinary opponent. He's a bioengineered powerhouse with some serious tech under the hood. Despite Annabelle's tricks, Nemesis managed to push through these spooky obstacles half the time. So, every 2 times Annabelle threw something spooky his way, Nemesis figured it out and kept going at least once. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When it came down to a direct confrontation, like if Nemesis got close enough to really go after Annabelle, he had a whopping 80% chance of capturing or disabling her. That means nearly every time he got close, he succeeded in stopping her, thanks to his strength and built-in weapons. Annabelle wasn't completely out of tricks, though. She managed to affect Nemesis's path or mess with his equipment 60% of the time. So, more than half the time, she could make things harder for him, maybe by leading him down the wrong path or making his gadgets go haywire for a bit. But here's the kicker, Nemesis's programming is top-notch. He's designed to quickly figure out what's going wrong and fix it, recalibrating on the fly. This means even when Annabelle successfully messed with him, he wasn't down for long. He adapted, overcame her tricks, and kept moving towards his goal. So, when we roll all these probabilities together, the successes, the obstacles, and the face-offs, it shows us that Nemesis has a slight edge. His blend of brute strength and high-tech adaptability gave him the upper hand over Annabelle's spooky supernatural moves just enough times to make him the winner in our simulated showdowns. As the echoes of tonight's epic clash fade into the silence of the night, we at Scripted by Machines thank you for joining us in this heart-stopping installment of the Tournament of Enigma, Horror Clash. Your enthusiasm and passion for the thrill of the unknown make these spectral showdowns all the more exhilarating. Stay tuned for more enthralling content as we continue to delve into the depths of terror and mystery, scripting the unimaginable into reality. Whether it's the clash of titans, the dance of shadows, or the whisper of the macabre, you can count on us to bring the pulse-pounding excitement directly to your screen. Thank you, fearless viewers, for venturing into this realm of enigma and horror with us. Until next time, keep the candles burning, and remember, the dark is merely a canvas for our next chilling tale. Good night and dare to dream with Scripted by Machines.